All right, how to practice. This is something that most musicians do not understand. I really struggled with this the first few years of me playing guitar. I actually didn't practice properly at all, and it wasn't until an amazing guitar player presented me this method of practicing. And so what I'm going to present to you is 5 habits, 5 elements to your practice time. Okay, now these are not in any order of importance, and you are hopefully have already downloaded your PDF from this for this lesson. And so you will have literacy, you will have repertoire, you will have harmony, scales, and technique, okay? And you'll find that all your elements of music fit within those 5 categories, okay? Your harmony is going to deal with your chords, it's going to deal with your arpeggios, okay? It's dealing with your grasp and understanding of basically 2 notes simultaneously, or 2 notes forming a triad, something along those lines. Your scales covering your major scales, your harmonic minor scales, all of those going in your whole tone. We'll get into all of that stuff, your modes. Then your repertoire, right? It's covering your solo pieces, it's covering jazz, it's covering classical, it's covering folk songs, modern worship, gospel, whatever you are playing at that time. And your technique is going to be covering all the different abilities that you can play. Okay, so your speed, how slow, how consistent you are, how long you can sustain notes, how fast, how much you can spread the width of your fingers, how well you can use the tips of your fingers, how well you can cross from top to bottom of the guitar, how well you can skip through strings, how well you can pick from outside to inside, from inside to inside, from outside to outside. It's going to cover all of these things, and we'll dive into this more and more. But the fundamental understanding is that I'm wanting you to grasp is that I want you to divide these 5 elements within your practice time. Literally, if you have 10 minutes of time and that's all you can practice, then work 2 minutes on each one of these topics. Do not be extremely good in just one area. I know so many guitar players that are really good in just one area and they can't grasp it. I'm not talking just one area stylistically, because you're going to find your niche. You're going to find what you are as a guitar player. You are a jazz guitar, you're a classical guitar player, you are a modern worship guitar player, whatever. I understand that. You're going to find your niches. You're going to be better at soloing maybe than chords, better at chords than soloing. I understand that. But you don't want to be forced in that position. You want to pick that position, okay? And so my point, what I'm wanting you to do is I'm wanting you to be well-rounded in all edges and all things, in harmony and scales, technique, repertoire, literacy, well-rounded in all of them, okay? Now, another thing is you can take a day off. Okay, don't get burnt out. If you get burnt out, then your practice time is not going to be as effective, and you're not going to be able to work as good and as confined within that time frame. So make sure you do not get burnt out. You have a Sabbath day, take it off, relax, go do something. Try not to think about, your scales running through your heads too much, and try to get them out of your dreams, because that does get frustrating, trust me. Okay, so let's recap a little bit. Say you have 10 minutes, 2 minutes each time, and that goes up. If you have 15 minutes, 10 minutes on each topic, okay? Now, let's also talk about this. I really would like, at a minimum, each one of you students to practice 30 minutes a day, okay? That's what I would like from you. Now, what that's going to do is that's going to give you a nice consistency. As a guitar player, you're going to be well-rounded, you're going to have good information, you're going to be pretty good. Now, if, let's say you're a dad, you're working, 40 hours plus a week, you come home, and you literally want to sit down with your family, and just play a couple songs here and there. Your goal is not to be some amazing guitar player, okay? You just want to be a good guitar player. We can sit down, play some songs, have a good time with some of your friends, maybe play with a band just for fun a little bit, and you can only practice 10 minutes a day. That's fine. Just be consistent, work on these elements, and I promise you'll accomplish what you're wanting to accomplish. Now, if you're planning on being a professional guitar player, say you're planning on studying at a private university, a conservatory down the road, whatever it may be, or you're wanting to utilize all the information that we offer here at iTeach, which could get you to that level as well. Say you're wanting to do that, then do not be afraid to practice around 4 hours a day, okay? 4 to 6 hours. I know it sounds like a ton. Believe it or not, for you to grasp everything you could as a professional gigging musician, where you literally could get paid very well to do what you're doing, do not get shocked if you are going to be practicing 4 hours a day. Okay, and so there's a lot of information to go over the guitar. Basically, unlimited amounts. You'll never grasp all of it. They say it takes 10 years of practicing around 4 to 6 hours a day to become a professional guitar player. So you utilize what you want to do. And let me say this, don't feel like you don't amount to, as much as this person does because you're not practicing as much as this person. If your goal is what you set and you're practicing to what you believe it takes to accomplish that goal, then don't worry about it. This person might be wanting to play guitar for the rest of his life. You might want to be a lawyer, whatever, or you might just be satisfied with McDonald's, okay? Whatever it is, do what you can do and love doing it, because if you're not loving it, then there isn't a whole point in it.